Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we're here to talk about the unfair life of a team pro player on NBA2K20. So I hope y'all enjoy. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Let's try this video 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours. You can see by our team intro, right? Me and Brody are the two legends. You'd think that's what we're talking about here in today's video, that me and him combined give us 80 extra badge points in comparison to the team that we're playing against. But I want to explain to you guys, legends aren't even the most toxic thing about this pro-am thing. So we'll get right back to the topic of the video, but real quick I want to break down the lineup intros for you guys so we can get straight into the gameplay. Reading from left to right, we got Shots top 5, I call him AK, he's on his offensive threat with Sharp Takeover, 6'1", PLAYSHARP pie chart. Then we got Brody at the 2 with the Prim Lock, which is the red and green pie chart, he's 6'6". I'm on my finisher at the big man spot, running the 5 as the finishing and defense pie chart at 6'9". Dope is on his facilitating finisher, which is the play lock at 6'8". His build is built a little weird where he has 14 defensive badges, but he's still a Hall of Fame defender, so just keep that in mind. And then we got Kitchen on the far right, well-rounded point / sharp pie chart at 6'5". So again, we're going to go ahead and just break down the lineup so you guys can understand what this gameplay is full of, because this is the only gameplay we're using in this video. So I just want you guys to understand what we have and what they have for entertainment purposes of this gameplay. And I apologize that, it takes a little bit for us to get to the topic of the video. So you can see, reading from left to right, they got the Prim Lock, Play Glass, Paint Beast, 3-level score, and Offensive Threat. The 3-level score at the 2, which you can see on the middle right there, he is a pure sharp as well, so keep that in mind. He's sitting hash for them. And then they have an inside big, like I said. They got the play lock as the playmaking glass cleaner. And then their other lock is the Prim Lock, line up on the far left right there. So then, just keep in mind, these guys have 3 locks. We have 3 locks. It's a pretty even matchup. Now, what we're here to talk about is the toxicity, the tendency glitches, all types of stuff like that. So like I said, I hope y'all enjoy. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. And enjoy the video too. There's going to be a fun, entertaining gameplay. This is the regular season of the WR Pro-Am League. People pay money to get their teams into these tournaments and stuff like that, right? And this is the regular season where people can play as many games as you want, get some experience playing comp teams and stuff like that too. But what we failed to realize, and what these guys that we're playing against probably failed to realize too, is that a lot of these people in this Pro-Am League, they have this tendency glitch on their players where they have less likely to get on-ball reach-ins. They have more likely to get on-ball steals. They have passing lane tendencies and stuff like that too. They have driving dunk tendencies on their point guard and stuff like that. However, the irony of this gameplay is that neither of the teams have anybody on their team with the tendency glitch. So here I am ranting about it, but we're not going to actually show any of that stuff. If you guys want to see, I mean, every team that's toward the top in the leaderboards that we've played, that I've made videos on and stuff like that too, they got the whole squad tendency glitch throughout the whole thing. And really, a lot of these Pro-Am players, they knew about this stuff, right? Me as a park or like stage player, didn't really know about this stuff for the most part of the year. And even if I did know about it, it wasn't the most important thing, where while it would be nice to have, the on-ball reach-in, lack of tendency, and then same with like more for on-ball steal, at the same time, I'm a creator, I can't really get away with that stuff, to the best ability. But even at that, it's not the biggest deal in the world, I'm gonna put it like that. But for these Pro-Am guys, for the point guards, like the BP builds and stuff like that, the ones that have the / sharp pie chart, or if you're a comp lock in the Pro-Am stuff too, or even the stage players to some extent, like the real comp ones, they have this tendency glitch, right? And like I was telling y'all, it is the biggest difference in the world. It's nowhere near having 2 legends. I would so much rather have our whole team be full of tendency glitched players and then, not even have any legends on the squad and play against. Honestly, I'd be cool with playing against 5 legends rather than 5 guys with tendency glitch. It's so toxic, bro. It's so toxic. If you've seen clips on Twitter of anybody who has it and stuff like that, there will be dudes who literally get reached in on 15 times without a foul being called, and I saw one where the dude literally got pushed out of bounds because of it, bro, and he was just standing there, not really doing anything. Now, you'll be able to tell by how people are playing defense whether they have the tendency glitch or not. These guys, they're not doing much reaching in at all. They're not really doing anything as crazy as far as that goes. And yo, I forgot to mention too, you even get stronger shot contests having the tendency glitch too, bro. It's insane. It's really crazy. You wouldn't understand the value and the effect of it unless you've played with it or really are being shown how it works, like I did in my other videos too. And a lot of people, they'll be commenting and stuff, right? They'll be like, oh, it's not that big of a difference. It's like, how could you even sit here and think tendencies could possibly be as big of a difference as being a legend? I hate to break it to y'all, but it's massively, it's bigger. It's a bigger difference than being a legend, honestly. Now, if AK were a legend, like our point guard were a legend, that'd be a different story too. That's obviously a massive, important build, and for him to only have 1 defensive badge to be able to have 11 would be big time. That is somebody who would be really important for us to have legend, and he just isn't. Whereas like me and Brody, it's not the biggest deal in the world. I would still be a very good inside big if I only had like around 21 defensive badges instead of 31. My finishing doesn't really bring anything to the table, honestly. We're all just using the best builds we possibly can. At the end of the day, we're stage players who are out here playing Pro-Am. It's really as simple as that. We didn't make any of our builds for Pro-Am. None of us are really on a meta build. Brody's on a two-way sharp guarding ball. I'm on a finisher, like the finishing and defense pie chart, playing big man. AK's a play sharp, where pretty much what we all should be using. And Kitchen is on a BP build, and Dope's over here on a play lock with 14 defensive badges. Now, if we want to go through word for word, explain all the improvements we could do, AK being on a BP build, which is finishing and shooting one at point guard, is the meta point guard build. A pure rim at the big man spot is the meta, build for that, and I could be on that as well. Kitchen, as far as being like a 6'5 BP, honestly, while it is nice to have two ball handlers and have him be a secondary ball handler, to have just anything but a lock other than your point guard is just a L in this game. And it really is unfortunate how locks just completely rule this game. Like, to have 4 guys who are all either pure defender archetypes or just don't belong with the ball in their hand or don't really provide any, like, great shooting off ball or anything like that. You don't need it. That's the sad thing about this game, to be honest with you. So pretty much to, finalize that whole thing, Brody should be on a 6'5 play lock or something like that, or even a pure lock since he's a legend. That'd be, a massive increase. But truth of the matter is, like I said, we just don't have the right builds for this stuff, or we just, don't have the right chemistry, communication, and experience with this stuff. So to come back to the topic, right, the unfair life of a Team Pro-Am player. At the same time as I'm talking about us being inexperienced and stuff like that, and we don't have, the run on the Pro-Am stuff, we haven't really played this stuff before, we've never dealt with full court presses and whatnot with 2 guys who have, like I said, the tendency glitch on the reach-ins and stuff like that too. And like I said, not to mention that we just don't really have the meta builds or anything like that either. So just talk about the fairness of this. I want to put this all into perspective, all right? So we played the #1 team on Xbox when it comes to this Pro-Am stuff, right? They are multi-time champions in this WR league. They've won 6 championships in this, like, out of, I want to say, like, around 18 seasons or something like that, or maybe like 17. You get the deal. They've won a whole lot. They're Tom Brady out here, all right? They're the Tom Brady of the WR league. Now, with all that said, here we are in a matchup with them in the midseason tournament where, we are forced to play them pretty much, right? And I would still be cool with matching up with them. I'm not going to be ducking any competition. That's what we're out here to do. We're out here to make good content, play the comp teams, hopefully pull off some wins against them. And we're not struggling as bad as we were early in the year. When we started this, bro, we were literally 1-4. Like, our record was 1-4. Now we're up to, I think, 14-7 was our final record, and we went on literally an 11-1 spree where we finally got this stuff figured out. Now, with all that said, I want you guys to keep in mind, I'm going to come back to the topic of how we were playing like a top team, and you can see we got a nice little fast break off there. 18-7 on the scoreboard, but to come back to the whole point that I wanted to make with playing that #1 team, it was the eyeball boys. I was thinking about making the video on it, but the fact of the matter is it was just an ugly game. Anyway, to finally address what I was talking about, we were in mid-3rd quarter, only down by 2 to guys who have tendency glitch all across their team, are the most experienced guys when it comes to this Pro-Am stuff. And what I really want to put into perspective is not only if we were on even playing fields that we would probably be winning by a whole lot in that game, but I want to put this into perspective even more. We are the underdogs in every single game that we played besides this one and maybe like 2 others where, everybody we play has tendency glitch all across the board. It's just super cheese, super OP, and we're just at a complete disadvantage. Can't play anywhere near the same types of defense. And I want to explain to you guys, look at that. So it's kind of funny. I didn't even know Brody was going to get called for a reach-in, but I want to explain to you guys the style of defense that these people play instead of what we have to do. So Brody's sitting right here, right? Instantly, I'm going to grab a controller just for sound effects. This is what's going on. Spamming X all day. That's what every single one of these locks do. And then same with everybody off ball has lock takeover, so they don't lose takeover for spamming lanes. And they have ridiculous passing lane tendencies. They have ridiculous shot contest tendencies, so they can sink down a lot more than our guys can. And then they're just sitting here spamming for lanes. Simple as that. The guy in Brody's position is spamming reach-ins and doesn't get called for that ever. So keep in mind, it's super cheese. I really hate to break it to you guys. And the only reason you do get called for it is if you're a point guard who has your draw foul tendency up. Pretty much what I'm explaining is, I want to put in perspective, not only if we were on even playing fields with this so-called #1 team, would we probably be winning, but imagine we were the ones that had tendency glitch and they didn't have any. It really puts into perspective how a lot of these comp Pro-Am guys, they're not as good as you would think they are, and they're not as skilled as you would think they are. And even to, you know, to draw another situation where this is just even playing fields where anybody can do this stuff. But truly, when it comes to the skill of playing Team Pro-Am, whether it takes any or not, and you can see Brody gets called for his third reach-in before the midway through the second quarter. Why? Because he can't spam reach-ins like every other lock in this stupid league. Anyway, my whole thing is, if we were on even playing fields, it would be one thing. But if we were in a situation where we were not the underdogs, where we approach a game where, you know, we could be the ones with tendency glitch and the other teams that we played didn't have it. So the other topic that I wanted to talk about, and this is the toxicity that literally anybody can do. There's no rule against this. There's no tendencies to be helped as far as doing this. It's really just, you know, open season as far as like, are you toxic enough to do this? And are you like really soft enough to do this at the end of the day too? So it really comes down to pride and like self-respect to some extent. But you guys know, if you've played 2v2 court, playing against the post and the lock combo where somebody just puts up contested post fades and hooks all day, and you'll see it. I guarantee you'll see it in this game. There's no doubt about it, but you'll see it like multiple times. But pretty much what I'm talking about, if you've ever played 2v2 court against like a post and a lock or anything like that, they'll just come in here, spam contested post fades and hooks while the other person crashes rebounds all day. It's the easiest thing in the world. And real quick, I do want to break this down for anybody who's watching just for the entertainment purposes of this. This is how we break press. It's really simple, but AK kind of just missed this pretty bad right here, where if they double off of me, I'm slipping like I'm slipping a screen, but instead I'm just gonna pop out and I'm gonna run the break myself. You're gonna see me doing this a whole lot this game because this was their outlook as far as the press goes. They were doubling off me, I would slip up, and then I was the press break myself, running wide open as a slasher. And that is a nice thing about my build also, to kind of talk about that. But anyway, to get back to the whole post fade topic, it's really something that you're just going to see if you watch Comp Pro-Am and stuff like that. If you watch the 2K League, it's disgusting. It really is disgusting what these dudes be doing. If we want to get off on a whole different topic, the 2K League takes less skill to play than this WR tournament. Why? Because they're allowed to literally just do the little between the legs glitch right here that you might even see some teams do. So he did 2 of them, right? In this WR League, you're only allowed and limited to do 2 of them. In the 2K League, you can do it as many times as you want, all the way up the court. You cannot be stolen from. It's literally impossible. You can see I was just recording stuff for film to watch as a team, but you can do it as many times as you want, all the way up the court. You can do post fades and stuff like that too. I hear from a couple of my homies that are in the 2K League that they actually have tendencies as well, bro. Like they have glitch tendencies on their players in there. It's an insane situation that 2K allows, and it's crazy to me that they never fix this stuff. You can see beautiful fast break right here. I kick it to AK. He goes right back to me on the lob. Anyway, now that we're almost done with this little topic as far as everything I wanted to talk about, I will talk about the gameplay quite a bit, but there's just a lot I had to get off my chest when it comes to this Pro-Am stuff. People are not as good at this game as you think they are. I see a lot of people say like, oh, you know, the only thing that takes skill in this game is Pro-Am because 2v2 and 3v3 and all that stuff is just completely busted. Like, there's no skill that's required in any of that. Well, I hate to break it to y'all, but post fades don't win you games on 3v3 court. I'm just put it like that. But I do agree, 2v2 takes very minimal skill, if we're being completely honest. But the things that you see on 2v2 court, whether it be like the hop dunks, the contact dunks from like BP builds or builds that can slash and shoot at the same time, for the 2v2 court is really more of like a play lock, right? But the things that you would say are toxic on 2v2, it's the same exact thing on here, bro. Like, you see the post fades, you see the hop dunks, you see all types of stuff. You see like the glitch tendencies for the steals. Lockdowns just rule the game all across the board. The more you have, the better. What I want to explain to y'all is Pro-Am does not take as much skill as you think it does, to be completely honest with you. You could say whatever you want as far as like, oh, well, the defense is what takes skill. I guess if you want to say that. I mean, I just feel like a good 2K and a good Pro-Am is honestly referenced back to 2K17 as far as like the Pro-Am days, where, you know, you didn't just have 4 or 5 locks all across the court. You didn't have any of the post fade cheese, any of the just spamming the dribble moves up the court with the between the legs and stuff like that. Like, you have to break press as a team like we're doing right here, where if they would have just had more people back, they honestly could have double teamed AK. If I don't know my stuff, when to slip on those press breaks and stuff like that, my point guard gets blitzed. But the fact of the matter is, in the 2K League, you don't even need to know about that stuff. You don't even have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about your big knowing when to slip on the press breaks or anything like that, because flat out, you can just spam Pro 8 or Pro 2 crossover all day between the legs, hold LT before you do it, just so you don't lose the ball, and you're good. It's the unfortunate truth of this stuff. And to be real with y'all, they don't even require these bigs to shoot anymore. Why? Because the post fade is so meta. I mean, shooting is so hard in the 2K League in the first place to where, like, they don't even want to shoot threes. They would rather just go for the post fades anyway, to be completely honest with you. And it's unfortunate too, because I wanted to do some breakdowns on it. I wanted to be talking about, you know, like, oh, like doing the detail series of like the Kobe detail series continued to the Pro-Am stuff instead of just the Park stuff, because I thought it'd be so cool to break down the high IQ gameplay in that 2K League. It's toxic. It's so toxic, bro. What you're seeing right here is exactly what goes on. So it's just boom, post fade, 30 something percent contest, still goes in almost every single time anyway. AK did it from pretty deep too, which is like even more like reasonably sort of respected. I'll put it like that. It doesn't just go in every single time. But the people who do it from like 2 feet away, bro, that's that stuff that just is so toxic. It's unblockable to some extent, to be completely honest with you. Even if me as a big man jumps for the block, I'm giving up free rebound as well, even if I do get a 100% contest. So the only way for me to get the ball back on that is literally for me to block it and get the rebound. It's so horrible, bro. It's awful. Anyway, so now that we have all that ranting off the table, and we went probably, what, like 15 minutes straight of just ranting, we'll get to some gameplay. So I hope y'all enjoy the rest of this video. We're going to just make this all entertainment purpose for the rest of the vid. So no more debating, no more ranting, no more crying about stuff. And, you know, people can call me soft for whatever they want, as far as like, oh, you're so weak for crying about that stuff when you got 2 legends on your team. Like I said, I would go ahead and trade our 2 legends and I'll give it to the other team gladly for having 5 guys with tendency glitch. It's so toxic, bro. It's so toxic. And it just changes the way you play the game. You see nice crab right there by their point guard. Gets them to within 8. And actually, they're making a nice little comeback on this. And to be real with y'all, this is a team that we should not be losing to by any means. This is exactly what I'm talking about too. I want to run this back so AK sees this. When it comes to this press break stuff, all right, you can see the point guard is pressing him, right? And now my matchup, the big man, or whichever way they have this, right? It's not even a big man. The big man's sitting somewhere here in the corner because he doesn't want to get involved with the press because, you know, just slow, tall, big that doesn't belong in there. Anyway, my whole point is they got 2 defenders and we have 2 offensive guys. As soon as AK gets past one and this one goes to pick him up, he needs to be looking for me drifting as well, because now that becomes my matchup and he will get blitzed. He will get blitzed all day off that guy. Nice chase down block right there though. It's on some LeBron stuff too, where, you know, AK kind of held him up, got me in an animation where I could like come and get the chase down as well. It was like super similar. Anyway, they go for the crab right there, hits the white. Now they're back to 6. This is getting super tight, and this is why I actually wanted to commentate the second half and explain to you guys the adjustments and stuff that we make. So you can see right there exactly what I'm talking about. AK hits me on the little slip right there, and look at this beauty stuff right there, bro. Like, look at this. I'm gonna run this back. So I already see this is exactly what I'm talking about. The guys in the 2K League, they don't even think to do that stuff because they don't have to. I'm gonna put it like that. So I pop out off the double team. Now me as a finisher is reading the rest of this court. Now, am I going to pass that straight to Kitchen? No, because obviously you see by green hair what he was doing right there. He was trying to bait me, make me, you know, just make some bad pass that I didn't want to make. I go in, get the contact dunk off the corner, and say what you want. You could be like, oh, well, what you just did right there doesn't take skill. All you did was run in and hold down on the stick. I suppose, bro. If whatever you want to say, I guess I get it. But I'm just explaining to y'all that little like slip pop off the press is like super, you know, innovative that not a lot of people do that I see. But anyway, as far as our press, why we don't do it, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like I said, it's really just more about the fact that we don't have the meta tendencies, we don't have the meta builds or anything like that either, where Brody, he's on a 2-way sharp, doesn't really have the max amount of speed. He doesn't really have, you know, like, he does have great badges, but there's only so much badges do for you. Obviously, speed and physicals are super important when it comes to playing defense, and the fact that our surrounding cast as far as the defensive ability from our team is just nowhere near, you know, par as far as what these other guys in the league do, where it's really just, you know, they come out here with AK's build pretty much, or not even really. The BP build is more of a scoring machine, to be completely honest with you, where you can just carry the load. You have post hook, post fade, driving dunk, 3-pointer, good ball handling. You don't really need Hall of Fame playmaking badges, for being completely honest, in this Pro-Am stuff, where really the BP build just rules. And it's for the sake of, I hate to keep on talking about tendencies, but it really does come back to tendencies. You can put 100 driving dunk tendency on your BP build, and there's nothing people can do about it. I mean, literally, I'll be a big man who's just camping paint, waiting for him to come try to dunk on me, while still trying to hold down the big man as well. Meanwhile, we got AK's build, who can't even, you know, make a semi-contested layup. So that's where, you know, the whole meta comes into play. So really what I'm here to talk about with the topic, and I know I said I was getting away from this, but we're just going to finalize this. Really what I'm here to talk about is Pro-Am is more built on the right builds and the right badges and the right tendencies. It's really not too skill based, if we're being completely honest. And I know a lot of y'all hate to hear that. You probably thought, like, you know, the 5v5 stuff is where all the skill is at. This is where the separation comes into play as far as like team chemistry and IQ and skill, stick skill, all types of stuff like that. But I hate to break it to y'all, there's not much stick skill going on in the 2K League. There's not much stick skill going on in this WR League either, if we're being completely honest. But anyway, we're coming out here in the defensive set. We got some nice fast break points right there. Dope hit me on the lob and transition. And honestly, I love the fact that I have the slash takeover. Like for press break and all types of stuff like that, it's so nice. Now, Brody gets in a little bit of foul trouble right there. He gets his fourth, like a little over midway through the third quarter. And, you know, we're going to have to tone down on that a little bit because as soon as he gets fouled out, that's the one thing we don't need right now. We have an 11-point lead. Yo, low-key, that big man got me with that right there. That was real clean. As far as, you know, he hit the little fake pass. I went back to my Tuesdays, right? And I was like, oh, he's about to dex. Like the dude that Brody was on is about to dex. He's about to get open for three. I wanted to like step up on it, but unfortunately, I stepped up way too far on that stuff. Now, with this last takeover, I usually assume a lot of these bigs are going to play a lot more back. They're going to try to take the paint away from me. And this is what I'm talking about right here. The toxic post fade stuff where even at 6'1", it's still almost hard. Like it's almost uncontestable, for being completely honest. But anyway, my point is, with the slash takeover, a lot of times I'm going to expect the bigs are going to be camping paint, trying to take my dunks away. And that's when we try to eat with like our point guard in the pick and roll. Same goes for if our point guard gets sharp takeover or anything like that. Or, you know, same with Kitchen. If he gets sharp takeover, we'll work it to him. And a lot of times you can catch them playing bad tendencies. You're going to see where, you know, the bigs step up really high on sharp takeover. So as long as our point guard knows not to fiend for shots, we can get easy slips off that. Maybe easy corner dots as well, because then they watch me on the slips. If I have slash takeover, same goes for that. We can watch the corner dots because the corners are probably going to be looking to help off a whole lot more. And then, you know, our point guard can get some more open shots as well because the big man will be playing a whole lot lower. And you're going to see that sort of result right here. Not exactly because the big does still step up, but you can see he returns and then the guard is just all dysfunctional and stuff like that too. The long story short is with this gameplay, we didn't exactly play a meta lineup, and we didn't really have a meta lineup ourselves either. And we didn't play anybody with tendency glitch, but we don't have it either. So this is what even playing field looks like to me. Really, I mean, like, now, granted, we need to have better builds. That's something that's our own fault. That's not something I can just sit here and be like, oh, I can't believe they would go to the extent of having 4 locks. That's so, like, that's just so morally incorrect. How could they even stoop that low? I can't say stuff like that because that's just a fact of the matter. Like, you can come out here with good builds, right? But to cheat the game and come out here with tendency glitch and stuff like that, it's just super whack. And I really hate that WR doesn't do anything about that either. I hate that, you know, 2K just in general hasn't done anything about that. And it's super unfortunate. I remember I ran this WR stuff really early on in the year, and they were like prohibiting, they made everybody stream their Xbox before they loaded in the arena. Like, I'm talking, as soon as you would load 2K up, they made you start a Twitch stream. You would load into your Pro-Am arena, and then as soon as the game starts, you could end your stream. Why did they do this? Because there was a demigod glitch going on where for one game, it would allow you to be 7'3" with like 99 everything attribute ratings and every single Hall of Fame badge, because you could edit your player. That's the OG like glitch pretty much that allowed all these people to come out here and do this toxic tendency glitch that stayed permanent. Now, the tendencies stayed permanent, but the ratings didn't. Now, this is where I want to talk about what I was saying with the whole made you stream thing, is they did what they could to prohibit it. They made it so you had to stream, you had to show that you didn't edit your player in any way, shape, or form from the menu, because like that's how you did it pretty much. I don't know how to explain it entirely, but long story short is you did it from the menu. You could edit your roster. You would create I forget how it worked. Long story short is you would edit the player, right? And you would be able to change your ratings for one game. They made you stream that stuff so you couldn't do it. But this stuff with the tendencies, I think it either just got out of hand, or you can't even see if somebody has tendency glitch. Like it'll show that they have the normal tendencies for their player, but deep down really they have like 99 or 100 everything and 0 on the reach-in fouls and stuff like that too. But enough of that stuff. Let's talk about team outlook. What are we looking for as far as the rest of the year for Pro-Am? I'm not going to lie to y'all. We're not going to take this too seriously. The playoffs start tomorrow as far as this WR stuff goes, but I don't even know if I really want to get into it, because I'm going to put it like this to y'all, all right? If I had to put $5 down for us to be able to, you know, if we win the tournament, right, and all it took was for me to put $5 down, and if we won it, I would make $1 million. I wouldn't even put that $5 down, to be completely honest with you. It's literally impossible to beat these tendency glitch teams that are also elite players, right? Now, I give them too much credit, to be honest with you, for calling them elite players, because really they're just, a lot of these guys are tendency glitch made. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I feel like I could be one of the best locks in this Pro-Am league if I had glitch tendencies for my on-ball defense too, but nonetheless, we don't, so I can't prove that. But pretty much what I'm getting at is I don't even know if we want to take it that seriously as far as, like, you know, sweating on that stuff. Like I was telling y'all, I wouldn't even put $5 down to bet on us making it and, you know, winning the thing, and I would make $1 million if we did, because it's literally impossible. It's not even worth me thinking about, you know, us being able to make it all the way in. So pretty much I'm playing these Pro-Am games for content. You know, some people are over here like saying, oh, you're really gonna hop into the WR league just for content. I mean, I might as well. It's toward the end of the year. I'm sure a lot of you guys find some entertainment in these gameplays too. Let me know if you're enjoying the Pro-Am videos still too. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I really think matchups would be a better way to go about the Pro-Am stuff rather than this WR stuff right here, because I think playing dudes like Joe's team, where they have no tendency glitch or anything like that either, and like I said, they got 3 legends. That's obviously, you know, we're on even playing fields pretty much. I'm gonna put it like that. I don't think, you know, the fact that they have 3 legends and we have 2 is really that much of an advantage to them. I will say though, obviously their point guard will have one, and we don't have a point guard with any, but nonetheless, I'm gonna put it like this. I'm so down to play anybody who doesn't have tendency glitch, and honestly, I feel like matchups are probably the best way to go about it. If people want to wager or something like that too, that might be something I look into, but I just think if we don't have anybody on our team with tendency glitch and the team that we're playing has 5 guys with it, I don't really want to put anything on the line. I'm not going to be coming out here wasting my time trying to play them and stuff like that. Nice step up right there too. Dope unfortunately almost got the rebound off that, but I mean, at this point the game's pretty much over. Y'all know the deal. Anyway, I don't think that I want to put any money on the line, really even waste my time playing people with tendency glitch if they're elite players. Now, to be real with y'all, I feel like this WR stuff, obviously that's where any of the decent teams are. There's really no debate to that, to be honest with you. Now, it's so hard to gauge skill or talent or just how good a team is anymore, because this game is so kicked down in terms of like skill gap. It's so unfortunate, bro. I really hope 21 is back to like, you know, a solid skill gap way where it actually takes a little bit of skill, like doing. People can say whatever they want. All right, I'm gonna go back to this. People can say whatever they want about AK doing what he's doing right here, right? Oh, left, right on the screen. Oh, that's so toxic. Well, maybe this big should get up a little higher and not be so tall and have horrible perimeter defense. All right, that's how I feel. People who sit here and cry about it. Look, bro, that's how I feel. You should be able to get up higher, take this 3-pointer away, make me slip, play rotations, play good defense. All right, this right here is not good defense. I'm gonna just put it like that. So, for anybody who sits here and says that the little back and forth pick and roll cheese is just toxic too, and oh, it takes no skill, you're tripping. You're absolutely tripping. That stuff is hard to do being a point guard in AK's shoes. You can go ahead and try it too. For anybody who says, like, you know, the ISO stuff is mad easy, look at him. I mean, the point guard right there just made a horrible read. Now, low-key, that right there, that was tough. I mean, Dope got his ankles broke. Dude greens the shot too. Brody tried to help on it. That was tough. I hate to put my dude Dope on the spot like that. But anyway, like I said, this pick and roll stuff, again, the big has to get higher. Now, playing low like that, it obviously, you know, results in AK getting the shots up. But check this out. I mean, this is the speed. This is the speed on point. Look at this. The dude steps up barely high enough. I snag it over 4 people. Speed, vertical, rebound chaser, you know, just the build just in general, being able to jump like that, and the fact that it compensates for the big man playing even somewhat high. I just think a lot of these people, they come out here with the wrong builds. You can see AK tried to get me with the slip right there on the lob. It was low-key a good look too. But anyway, that's about it for the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Let's try this 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours. And a final look at the box score right here. Your boy had 25 and 11 with 5 blocks as well on 12 for 14 shooting. Missed my first shot of the game too on top of that. But it was a great game as far as like myself. Obviously, you know, you can see that you look at the box score. AK had 3 turnovers and was 7 for 16. The box scores are hard in this stuff, bro. I'm gonna put it like that. Like, if you do anything other than post fade in this game as a point guard, it's hard to look good. Their PG had 25 points on 5 for 8 shooting. Nonetheless, you get the deal. I mean, to have low turnovers, to be shooting an efficient percent, it's real hard to do in this stuff. And really, if you do shoot good, you're probably playing a bad team or a bad defensive team, if we're being completely honest. But anyway, nonetheless, Kitchen had 15 points, 3 for 4 from 3. We only had 4 turnovers as a team, so that's super good. And then rebounding wise, we kind of held our own. I'm not gonna lie, they out rebounded us as a team, but you get the deal. I mean, AK even chipped one in as well. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like I said, if you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on the noties, yada yada yada. You know all the good stuff. And on that, if you made it to the very end of the video, put shots in the comments to show your support that made it all the way through. Let me know if you guys want to see more Pro-Am stuff too coming up. Like I said, at the very least, we'll have the Joe video. I don't know how much more Pro-Am we're going to have on the channel after this one and the Joe video, though. If people want to match up, we maybe find other teams that are willing to play and, you know, don't have tendency glitch and stuff like that too. I'll be down. And we can even play teams that do have tendency glitch. But anyway, just leave some feedback in the comments. Other than that, I hope y'all enjoyed. Take it easy, man. Peace.